These ocean monsters? More like ocean victims. Down here, in the perpetual twilight of the deep sea, live creatures that seem to have swum straight out of a nightmare. With their gaping jaws, strange bioluminescent lures, and alien forms, they are the very image of terror. We see them as predators, as aggressors, as the frightening masters of this dark, crushing abyss. But this perception, born from our fear of the unknown, couldn't be further from the truth. The reality of their existence is far more complex and honestly, infinitely more poignant. For these are not the hunters we imagine them to be. They are, in fact, the hunted, the lonely, the desperate survivors in one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth. Their seemingly terrifying features are not weapons of aggression, but tools of survival, evolved over millennia to cope with immense pressure, profound cold, and a scarcity of food that is almost absolute. They are fragile beings, their lives a constant struggle against the overwhelming odds stacked against them by the deep ocean itself. Today, we journey into this mysterious realm not to fear its inhabitants, but to understand them. We will look past the frightening facades and discover the delicate, often tragic lives of 5 remarkable creatures. We will see that behind the monstrous appearance lies a story of vulnerability and a desperate, lonely fight for existence. These are not the monsters of the deep. They are its most misunderstood and perhaps most helpless residents. Our first encounter is with a creature that seems almost whimsical, a character from a children's story adrift in the crushing darkness. This is the Dumbo Octopus, named for the prominent ear-like fins that propel it through the water with a gentle, rhythmic flapping. It glides through the abyss like a silent phantom, its gelatinous body pulsing softly. Unlike its shallow water relatives, known for their intelligence and cunning, the Dumbo Octopus leads a much simpler, more solitary life, a life defined not by predation, but by evasion. It spends the vast majority of its time hovering just above the seabed, a silent sentinel in the gloom. Its large, expressive eyes, which seem to hold a permanent look of surprise, are not searching for victims to ambush. Instead, they are constantly scanning the darkness for the faintest hint of danger. Predators are the primary concern in this sparse world. A passing shark or a larger fish could mean a swift end. Its primary defense is not to fight, but to flee, using its famous ears to make a surprisingly quick getaway into the concealing blackness. Its existence is a far cry from the monstrous reputation of other deep-sea dwellers. It doesn't hunt in the traditional sense. It is an opportunistic feeder, swallowing whole the small crustaceans, worms, and isopods it happens to find crawling on the ocean floor. There is no chase, no struggle. It simply drifts, hides, and hopes. This gentle, almost bashful creature with its endearing fins is a perfect illustration of how looks can be deceiving. It is not a monster to be feared, but a delicate survivor, forever hiding from a world that sees it only as a potential meal. Now we come to a creature that is perhaps the very symbol of deep-sea terror, the anglerfish. Its image is iconic, a grotesque globular body, a cavernous mouth filled with needle-sharp translucent teeth, and of course, the singular dangling lure that glows with an ethereal, ghostly light. This bioluminescent esca, a fleshy appendage growing from its head, is a marvel of evolution, a beacon in the absolute blackness. We imagine it as a ruthless killer, using its light to hypnotize and devour any unsuspecting victim that strays too close. But the reality of this light is born not of aggression, but of profound desperation. In the vast, empty expanse of the bathypelagic zone, food is incredibly scarce. A meal might not pass by for weeks or even months. The anglerfish cannot afford to waste precious energy chasing prey. Instead, it must wait, motionless, for an eternity, conserving every last calorie. The glowing lure is not a sign of power, but a gamble against starvation, a lonely beacon of hope that a single, tiny fish or squid might be drawn from the infinite darkness. It is the loneliest form of hunting imaginable. The anglerfish's existence is made even more poignant by its bizarre reproductive strategy. The large, fearsome individuals we see are all female. The males are minuscule by comparison, often no larger than a finger. They are born with no lure, a dysfunctional digestive system, and one single purpose: to find a female. They follow the faint scent of pheromones through the abyss, a journey that can take their entire lives. If a male is lucky enough to find a female, he bites into her flesh and fuses with her body, becoming a parasitic sperm bank, forever dependent. a lonely hunter, waiting for a meal, and a tiny male, searching for a partner in the endless night. This is the true, tragic story of the anglerfish. Deeper still, we find a creature that seems to be almost entirely mouth. The gulper eel, or pelican eel, is a living paradox. It possesses one of the most disproportionately large mouths in the entire animal kingdom. A jaw so loosely hinged it can open wide enough to swallow prey much larger than the eel itself. Its long, whip-like body trails behind this cavernous maw, making it look like a nightmarish swimming funnel. One look at this gaping abyss of a mouth suggests a voracious, insatiable predator, constantly gorging itself in the deep. However, this enormous mouth is not a sign of gluttony, but a necessary adaptation to a world of scarcity. The gulper eel is far from an aggressive hunter. It is a slow, languid swimmer with weak muscles and poor eyesight. It cannot chase down prey with speed or agility. Instead, it drifts through the water, a living net, hoping to passively encounter something, anything edible. Its strategy is one of sheer chance. By having such a large mouth, it maximizes its odds of engulfing any small fish or crustacean that happens to blunder into its path. Often, this strategy fails. The gulper eel's stomach is frequently found to be empty. Despite its formidable appearance, it is often weak and underfed, a victim of the deep sea's sparse pantry. When it does find a meal, its stomach can stretch to accommodate the catch, providing sustenance for a long time. But these moments of plenty are few and far between. The giant mouth is not a weapon of terror, but a tool of desperation, a last-ditch effort to catch a fleeting meal in an ocean that offers very little. It is a creature defined not by its ferocity but by its perpetual hunger. On the abyssal plains, crawling over the silty floor, we find something that looks truly alien. The giant isopod, Bathynomus giganteus, is a crustacean that resembles a colossal woodlouse, a relic from a prehistoric age. Its armored, segmented body and multiple legs give it a distinctly unsettling insectoid appearance. Reaching over a foot in length, its sheer size, combined with its strange, impassive face, can be deeply unnerving. It seems like a creature that should be scuttling through the corridors of a crashed spaceship in a science fiction horror film. But this intimidating exterior conceals a remarkably passive and sluggish existence. The giant isopod is a scavenger, one of the deep sea's most important cleaners. It is not a predator. It spends its entire life slowly, methodically, trudging across the vast, dark expanse of the ocean floor in search of marine snow, the slow, constant drizzle of organic detritus from the waters above, or the rare, sunken carcass of a whale or large fish that has fallen from the sunlit world. Its life is a slow, patient search for sustenance in a barren wasteland. This search is often fruitless. Foodfalls are rare and unpredictable events. To survive the long periods of famine, the giant isopod has evolved an incredibly slow metabolism. It can go for years, even up to 5 years, without eating. It spends most of its time in a state of semi-hibernation, conserving energy, staying hidden from the few predators large enough to crack its tough exoskeleton. This alien-like creature is not an invader to be feared. It is a patient, ancient janitor, a master of survival through stillness, forever waiting for its next uncertain meal to fall from the sky. Our final subject is perhaps the strangest of all, a creature that defies easy categorization. The sea cucumber worm, part of the Anypniastes genus, is often called the headless chicken monster. It is a bizarre, gelatinous being, a translucent blob of purple or pink that drifts and swims just above the seafloor. With its webbed veil and frilly appendages, it looks like a discarded piece of jelly, a biological anomaly. Its form is so amorphous, so seemingly fragile, that it's hard to imagine how it survives at all in this high-pressure environment. This peculiar creature performs a vital, if unglamorous, role. It is a deposit feeder, a living vacuum cleaner for the abyssal plains. Using its sticky tentacles, it shovels mouthfuls of sediment into its digestive tract, extracting the tiny particles of organic matter within. It is constantly processing the mud of the ocean floor, cleaning and aerating it, playing a crucial part in the deep-sea ecosystem. Its entire existence is dedicated to sifting through the dirt, a humble and essential task performed in total darkness. But this gentle cleaner is also exceptionally vulnerable. Its soft, gelatinous body offers almost no protection. It is a favored meal for many deep-sea fish, particularly grenadiers and sharks. When threatened, its only defense is its bioluminescence, It can light up its entire body in a startling flash, hoping to surprise a predator long enough to make an escape. But often, this is not enough. This strange, beautiful, and utterly defenseless creature is a floating buffet, a helpless custodian of the deep, struggling to survive in a world where it is constantly on the menu. Having journeyed through the crushing dark, we have seen that the true nature of these creatures is not monstrous. The Dumbo Octopus is not a hunter, but a shy ghost hiding from predators. The Anglerfish is not a merciless killer, but a lonely fisherman casting a desperate line into the void. The Gulper Eel, the Giant Isopod, the sea cucumber worm, each one tells a similar story. Their frightening features are not born of malice, but of necessity, forged in an environment of extreme pressure, cold, and, above all, a profound and unending scarcity. These creatures challenge our very definition of what it means to be successful, to be strong. Their survival is a testament to the incredible power of adaptation, but it is a quiet, desperate survival. They are not the rulers of a dark kingdom, but its most fragile subjects, each one locked in a solitary, lifelong struggle. Their lives are a poignant reminder that in nature, things are rarely as they first appear, and that even in the most terrifying of forms, one can find a story of vulnerability and astonishing resilience. By looking past our initial fear, we gain a deeper empathy for the life that persists in the most remote corners of our planet. The deep sea is not a realm of monsters, but a sanctuary of survivors. If these creepy yet misunderstood ocean creatures surprised you, like this video, subscribe to our channel and comment below. Which creature looked the scariest? And which one made you feel sorry the most? Thank you for joining us on this journey into the deep.